Welcome back to Miyagi Kai episode 14.
Hey, Bonsai. Everyone. How's everybody looking forward to the weekend?
It's crazy how rolls into the weekend, like pretty much like it's a day and night cycle for me. Like pretty much like you're busy to the point where you don't realize you're already almost done with the week.
I know this week has gone by freaking fast.
Especially with me working like 2 other jobs. Like I feel like this summer for me is gonna fly by pretty quick.
Yeah, I feel that way too. It feels like summer's just coming and going.
Felt like yesterday we just started July, and now we're already over halfway done with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn! It's already the 17th. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. You're right.
Hey, can I get Yeah. I can't believe it's the 17th already.
Yeah. Oh, Terrell. Are you going to be busy tomorrow?
Well, I do work from 10 to 7, so.
Oh,
if there's any chance I might be free after once I get home.
Oh, yeah. The reason I'm asking is because I have a podcast at 6.
Yeah.
30.
Oh yeah, you do your
This time.
Yeah, you do your podcast
So
usually on
what
Friday nights.
Yeah, what time is it right now for you, Underground?
6:40.
Okay, so the time so basically it's the time that we have that it is. So basically it's the time that it is for you, Tyrell, right now.
Well, it's actually 7:40 in my time, so it looks like you're probably Underground. You're probably like an hour behind, probably somewhere in the west.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I do live in California, though.
California, okay.
So that's West Coast time.
So when do you guys think we'll get an official like announcement for what spinoff we might be getting?
Oh, the one that one of the
one that they keep teasing. I think it might be I think we might get it. I know they said something in in December that they were hoping to make an announcement, which we probably will get in December, but maybe if we're lucky, we may get maybe we might get something maybe in September. Do you guys think it's possible?
Announcement? Well, yeah, probably like some sort of announcement, and that's it.
When do you think they'll announce like what spinoff they're doing?
In terms of when, I'm not entirely sure.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, rapper.
The man of the hour.
What's up?
That's right.
Hey, Cobra Kai rappers. I can't do it the way Watch Party does.
Yeah, that's yeah. I love it. We're
All
about to
right,
get the stream started here.
Yeah. Do you want to get started?
Well, yeah, we definitely could, but just continue on what you were talking about the
Oh yeah.
spin-off, like the spin-off that they mentioned. I'm kind of like to wonder like what spin-off it will be, like which characters it will focus on, like whose spin-off it will be.
So who do you think?
Can I say something first
Sure.
about the dates?
Sure.
Well, I am fine with any date that they have in mind for the spin-offs. Just as long as they announce it.
Yeah, me too. So, Tara, what spinoff do you think it could be? Just if you had to guess.
Well, I'm kind of between the Mr. Miyagi prequel and well, actually, I'm actually between like the spin-off involving Daniel and Johnny, teaching the newer generation of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, and
Right.
I'm also between like the Sam and Miguel spinoff.
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I think they're finished with. I mean, I like Johnny and Daniel may make appearances every now and then, but I think that at this point they're not gonna like push their stories ended in Cobra Kai, like for their characters, not necessarily their story, but it's like they're not going to continue further with them, like expand upon their story.
Well, although I don't think it's going to mainly expand their story, I think it's going to focus more on like the next three, which are Anthony, Kenny, and Devin, since they are kind of the new going to be the new leaders.
Yeah,
leading the next generation of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do.
I personally think that it's either going to be a Miyagi prequel or it more than likely it could be a Sam and Okinawa spinoff that leads into a Miyagi prequel that opens up the door further to a Miyagi prequel, which I'm okay with because I want them to take as much time on the Miyagi prequel as possible.
Right, they can't screw that one up.
Yes,
exactly.
It needs to be near as perfect as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What about you, rappers?
For spinoffs, maybe I'm looking forward to the Robbie and Toy spinoff or the Miyagi spinoff. I'm looking forward to any of them.
Yeah. But if you had to guess though, which one do you think they'll do? That we might be getting first, if you had to guess.
Possibly the Miyagi spinoff, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, and I think everyone here knows my answer.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me guess. Let's do with Sensei Kim.
Yeah.
Actually, that was my third answer.
Yeah, because I think you said that you think it could be like Sam and Miguel.
Yeah, first.
Yeah.
Beyond the
And
Kai, I
then
thought you said
Robbie
Sky
and Tori.
Dancer for a second. I thought you said Sky Dancer for a second, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I thought you said Sky Dancer. Like, Sky Dancer.
Oh,
Sky
my
Dancer.
yeah, it does make sense for the Sam spinoff to come first before anything else. Like I'm interested to see the Robbie and Tori spinoff, since that would be pretty fun to watch. But like I think they're pretty much gonna make that spinoff like one of the last ones they do, because it makes, because like for the Sam and Miyagi prequel spinoffs are kind of, there would be likely their first priorities before.
Yeah, what'd you say, Tyrell?
I said that I feel, even though like I'm definitely excited to see a Robbie and Tori spinoff, but
Yeah, me too.
but I feel like they're going to prioritize the Sam and Miyagi prequel spinoffs first before anything else.
Probably because I think, or at the very least, a Sam spinoff in Okinawa, because because from what I hear is Mary's like more available than anyone else, and I don't mean that in a bad way or in a mean way or anything like that. I just think because a lot of the actors like Zolo and Peyton and even Tanner, they're getting hit up for a lot. Oh, they're getting hit up for very big roles, and they may do the they may do the Sam and Okinawa spinoff to, as well, not just because they want to do it, and because they think it's because they believe they could tell an interesting story, which they can, because Sam's going. I don't care what Cobra Kai Karate says. There is story there, because there is a lot you can do there if you really push her, and you'd be surprised if you push a character forward that's been in the background. If you really push them forward, they do. You find that they're you find that they're very interesting, because look how they portrayed Tori. Tori was a cartoon villain, but season 4, nowhere did a lot of the fandom really believe that we would root for her the way that we have, and grown to love her the way that we have. But season 4 proved us wrong. They evolved her so much when they really pushed her forward. And they could do that with Sam and her own spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think a lot of people are now coming around to the idea that maybe a Sam spinoff could work. Let this be known. I fought for this. No, a lot of people didn't think that was possible in the first place, but I stood my ground. I fought for this character.
Yep. So did I.
Yeah, we both did. And I think she does have potential. I think there is story there in Okinawa. She's going to Mr. Miyagi's ancestral home. That right there, story potential.
Yeah, it's like I can't believe people would just downplay her, even being like the daughter of the Karate Kid,
Right.
let alone being the granddaughter of Mr. Miyagi. Well,
And
not by blood, but
Mr. Miyagi's last student.
Mm-hmm. And who is likely going to be the face of the next generation for Miyagi-Do. Like that right there tells us that now whatever is in store for Sam, it's far from over.
Yeah, exactly.
So Cobra Kai mainly wrapped up the arcs for Johnny and Daniel, and probably a few other characters, but like for Sam, Miguel, Robbie, and Tori, like especially Sam, like there's still a lot more things to dive in.
Yeah. Now you could make the argument that because Miguel and Tori won the world tournament, that they might not be like prominent figures in spin-offs.
Right.
Where they may make appearances, but they're not going to have like prominent roles in spin-offs, because you could make the argument that them winning, this is where I kind of do agree with Karate. You could then make the argument that Tori and Miguel winning, becoming world champions, does fulfill their roles as characters.
Yep. It basically only wraps up their arcs, but it doesn't wrap up Sam and Robbie's arc.
Yeah.
So that's where most people are wrong on the idea that we shouldn't have spin-offs, because especially for Sam, like, who has been sidelined for the last 3 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't done anything with her. That kind of tells you that, yes, they definitely have every good reason in the world to do a spin-off for her.
Yeah, exactly. And really push her character the distance that it deserves. And the same with Robbie too.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Mary Mauser was busy with her with her engagement.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking
Things
about
like
career. But I'm talking about career wise, you know?
Oh yeah.
Tanner's busy too, but I'm talking about like career wise, you know?
Yeah.
This could really, them doing a Sam spinoff could really amp up her status in acting.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
for sure.
Oh yeah, isn't it Jacob but Chan and Alicia Hannah him working on a movie or something I saw on IG a while ago.
They might be. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I think they are. I think so.
They might be. I wouldn't be surprised. I think I read something about that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Joe and I were talking last night. We had some really great ideas, but I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say much in the chat because I don't want to reveal too much, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally understand that. Definitely don't want to spoil anything here, since we're
and hopefully when we get season 1 done, like we could maybe start like sending it to putting it out there online, maybe the big 3 will see it or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or even send it to send it to Cobra Kai Kid, or even Strike First and see what they think about it, because they're also like producers themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want to load up the script?
Yep.
I'll be right back. But you can load up this. You can start loading up the script, and I'll catch up when I get back.
Sounds good.
Yes.
This is about 13 pages long.
Oh wow.
Lovely.
Although I remember writing episode 5, my fan fiction of episode 5 of season 6, almost 15 pages long, which was insane. Which was a pretty insane episode, by the way.
Yes, it was. With Sam fighting Archie Lee, yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
There's a rapper named Archie Lee. He's from Houston. Archie Lee. Every time I think about that, he's a rapper.
Oh yeah. He is a rapper. Okay.
Archie Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
He is though. I mean.
Yeah, he's from Houston. Archie Lee is an actual rapper.
Yeah.
Did not know that. That name just came into my head out of nowhere. I just kind of pulled it from thin air.
Yeah, it's cool though. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a cool name. It's not very often that you hear that name. Or
very true.
Gonna mute myself and I'll be back in just a minute. There's something I need to look at.
Sounds good. Take your time, buddy.
Oh. Hey, rapper, I think,
what's up?
I think that rapper was mentioned in a song a while back ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was.
Oh, wow.
Mentioned.
Yeah, Archie Lee is a hip hop artist from Houston. I was telling Tyrell and Miyagi Kai about that just now.
Really?
A few minutes ago. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I recognized the name when it was said. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, and I'm thinking about yeah, and I am thinking about doing live streams a lot more now.
Oh, you are? Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, then podcast. I mean, the podcasts are still on Friday. Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt doing more live streams.
Yeah, no, certainly not.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Melissa, I did take the minute to tune in on Joe's Marvel live stream that he's doing, and I did tell him about the podcast, and he told me that he might come in a bit, and as he has some good ideas.
Okay. All right, that's perfect.
But yeah, I think before we start episode 7, I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much reread the entire episode 6 and then talk about it for a bit.
Okay.
At least probably while we're waiting for Joe.
Yep.
So yeah, opening scene pretty much starts off with where episode 5 ended after Sam sees Axel for a split second. And as Sam is still staring off, Malin then asks, "What is going on?" Sam responds, "Not that you would care, but I saw someone familiar who looks like a boy I have seen in the past." Malin then says sarcastically, "Miguel is back with my aunt. Don't tell me you have 2 boyfriends since you've been here." This hits Sam kind of hard as she stares down Malin, but Sam decides not to say another word. Then the next scene, this is when Elizabeth instructs her group to find ancient artifacts throughout the trail and pairs them off in groups of 2. As Elizabeth then goes on to say, "Since you both relate together, you can pair together," as she looks at both Sam and Malin. Both Sam and Malin look at each other annoyed. Elizabeth then says, "Whoever finds 10 artifacts within the next few hours will get to be co-captains of the future expeditions in this program." The entire team then breaks off and goes on their separate paths from there. So, and then the next scene, this is when they begin their search as Sam looks in the same direction she saw Axel earlier. When Sam continues looking in the same direction, Malin picks up some dirt and throws it behind Sam as it hits the back of her neck. As Sam twirls around and sharply, she then says, "What was that for?" Malin says, "Your boyfriend is gone, so stop staring off into space and help me look for these symbols, LaRusso." Sam then eyes Malin sharply and tells her, "What is your problem?" Malin responds, "You're my problem, LaRusso. You expect me to do all the work while you are staring off into space and unfocused." Sam then fires back in a somewhat feisty tone. "Didn't you let me and Miguel do all the work back at that mountain while you dropped your weight and ran up that mountain and back down? What did you expect? To get praised for cheating? That sounds like true honor and focus to me." Malin responds, "What would you know about true honor?" Sam says, "Well, I know that Miguel and I got that from your aunt while you got a lecture." Sam smiles back. Malin then frowns at Sam and looks away a bit. "Well, that's nothing new. I have never been able to make her feel proud." Sam eases up and with sympathy in her eyes a bit. "Well, maybe not today, but I'm sure she is proud of you. But in her own way." Malin responds in a soft voice, "Or no way at all." Sam eases up a bit more and says, "Well, from my own experiences, it is never too late for a second chance and to regain your honor. What better way to do that than to be captain by winning this challenge?" Malin then says, "How could I get my aunt to forget about how I failed her challenge back in that mountain by winning this one?" With Sam responding, "Just because you didn't pass the first challenge doesn't mean that you can't pass the second challenge. Besides, if there is one good thing about doing what you did at that mountain, you did have speed, endurance, agility, and determination to want to succeed in your goals. You just have to find the right way to do it, and that is where us working together comes into play." Malin then stares at Sam and says, "What makes you think I want your help?" Sam responds, "You might not want it, but you are going to need it because we are a team, whether you like it or not." Malin agrees to help Sam and says, "Like I have a choice in the matter." And yeah, in the next scene, Sam and Malin are walking up a mountain as they start their conversation, with Malin opening up to Sam and says, "Just look at this mountain. It kind of reminds me of where I used to be with both of my parents back in the day." Sam raises an eyebrow and asks, "What happened to your parents?" Malin responds softly with, "I once had a life where I feel like I mattered, a life where I was around people that I feel like cared about me and who I can really trust. However, that all changed when I found out it was all a lie." A curious Sam then asks, "What kind of lie?" Malin then turns her back and says, "A lie that you can't come back from." As a response, Sam is more curious than ever before. Sam then opens her mouth and says, What happened to your parents? Malin begins brushing the tears away a little bit from her eyes as she says, They ditched me. Sam's jaw drops a bit. Malin clenches her fist along with more tears flowing down her face as she describes that my parents told me that they had more important lives ahead of them and that didn't include me. As far as I'm concerned, I never should have happened in the first place and that they need a break from me. So they dumped me over at my aunt's without saying goodbye as they told my aunt that I was her problem now. Sam ends up tearing up a bit as she is very sympathetic towards me before. Malin then says defensively that I have gotten over it now. I have been used to not being cared about. Sam then says, You know your aunt still cares about you. She's been there for you and has raised you this whole time. Malin says, Well, she is not my mom. No matter what I do or say, I always disappoint her. Sam then responds, Well, Mr. Miyagi was not totally my grandfather, but I loved him so much that I never thought of him as anyone else. As Sam then continues, Why don't you meet your aunt halfway? And I'm sure she won't be disappointed with that. Malin responds, You don't know my Aunt LaRusso. She raised me and I'd be lucky if I can get her to smile at me. Whereas you, LaRusso, walk into my aunt's dojo, perform a few moves, and bam! You get her impressed the way I have always been wanting to impress her my whole life. Sam says, That wasn't my intention. I was just trying to figure out my family's mystery and origins. Malin says, All families have mysteries, LaRusso. You know what? They should stay that way because when you find the truth, it causes more harm than good. After a few seconds, Sam then says, Yeah, but sometimes you do end up finding a piece of yourself that you never knew existed, and you find out more about your own roots, as well as your family roots and how deeply they really go. And Sam continues on by saying, By doing that, it allows you to form your own roots. In response, Malin then looks at Sam curiously. And then pretty much like going on to the next scene, Sam and Malin are walking together side by side as they arrive in some lake within a sandy area. As they pass through a huge stone, Malin stops and says, Hold on, is that a symbol of a lion? Sam responds with a furrowed brow, Yeah, it seems to be buried deep in the sand, into the sand. We have to get it out. This is when Malin looks around and says sarcastically, I don't see any shovel laying around. Malin looks back at Sam and says, You are not actually suggesting that we use our bare hands to dig out that symbol, are you? Sam then looks at Malin seriously. We don't have to use our hands. We can just will it out of our minds. As Sam looks at Malin once again and says, Let's get digging. Malin rolls her eyes as she kneels down on her knees to start digging alongside Sam for about an hour. After an hour has passed, both Malin and Sam's hands are shown to be dirty and sore. Malin then stops and tells Sam, Look, Samantha, son, we have been digging for an hour now, and look, it is pointless. Sam then stares at Malin and says, Never thought giving up was part of your sense of honor. Malin says, Well, I'm not much of a doer, but a thinker. Sam responds, From where I am kneeling, you are not much of a digger either. She says this, something then clicks for Malin as she responds, You are right, I am not a digger with my hands, but with my fingers. As Malin then stops Sam from digging further and gets into the same stance that young Chosen did from season 5, episode 2, and performs the move that he did. Malin then begins piercing through the sand as she gets closer and closer. However, as she gets closer, it gets harder and harder as she then stops and asks Sam to help her and shows her the move as Sam does it alongside her. As they start digging together, they begin piercing deeper into the sand. As they are inches from the symbol, Sam responds, Wow, it's actually working. Eventually, when they reach the symbol, Malin goes to pull it out, and then suddenly, something beneath them rumbles as the sand beneath them begins to slowly cave as they realize they are about to drown in quicksand. Malin is able to get away quickly, but fortunately for Sam, she ends up stuck and is slowly sinking. Sam then yells, "Malin! Malin!" in a pretty terrified and panicked voice. Malin looks at Sam for a second and begins running away as Sam thinks that Malin is abandoning her with the symbol. Just as Sam thinks she is done for, that is when Malin arrives with a long stick she found somewhere in the woods. Sam then looks at Malin with a confused and somewhat scared face. "Wait, I thought you were going to..." Before Sam could finish, Malin then furrows her brow and points the long stick towards Sam and she says, "Hold on to this. I'll pull you out and you can give me this whole 'I thought you were gonna abandon me' speech after we escape this whole digging. This whole digging, hand-aching death trap alive, with all of limbs still intact later." Malin then pulls with all her might as Sam's entire body starts to slowly rise to the surface, and as Malin is pulling her up, "Geez, Samantha, son, you are not as light as you look." Sam is like, I would normally take offense to that. But just shut up and keep pulling. Eventually, Sam's entire body is pulled out of the sand as she and Malin collapse on the ground panting. Sam then looks over at Malin and says, "You just saved my life. That is an honor I can never repay." Sam then continues, "Even though you were not able to get the symbol, at least you walked away with your honor." Malin then stares back at Sam and says with a smug smile, "Who says I didn't get the symbol?" As Malin pulls out the lion symbol in the palm of her hand. This is when a shocked Sam says, "Whoa, how did you manage to get that?" Malin responds, "Right before you were about to become part of the sand." Both Sam and Malin both chuckle at each other as they start finding some common ground and respect for each other more than they did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The next scene, which focuses on the courage and strength symbol, Sam and Malin walk through a grassy area where they try to figure out where the next symbol might be. As Sam and Malin continue, give me 1 second. As Malin and Sam are walking through a grassy area without saying a word to each other, this is when they both hear two voices of a male and female calling out to them from behind. As Sam and Malin turn around, they are greeted with a very tall dude along with a girl who is slightly above Malin's height. As these two stare into Sam and Malin, this is when the tall dude says, Looks like we're on the same route." The other girl then says, "What symbols have you guys found?" Malin then says while she's holding up the lion symbol, "We found the strength symbol." Sam then speaks and says, "We are currently looking for the courage and strength symbol." Malin then squints her eyes at these two for a few seconds and recognizes them as she says, "Aren't you two from our class?" The dude then says, "I'm Archer Lee, and this is Marie," as he points his head towards the girl standing right next to him. Marie then speaks for the first time and says, "For someone who found the strength symbol, you two don't look very strong," in a pretty arrogant tone. Malin then responds, "Yeah, don't be so quick to judge. We are full of power." Archer then speaks up. "Power?" More like afraid to break a nail, as he laughs in a very mocking tone. Malin then holds out the symbol to their faces and says, "Well, I didn't seem to break anything except a sweat. I didn't even need to use my hands to get this, just my fingers." Archer and Marie then glance at each other, shocked and slightly annoyed. As they stare back at Sam and Malin, Archer then speaks up, "Well, whatever. Finding one symbol doesn't make you both tough." Sam then responds, "Well, no, it just makes us ahead." As Sam and as Archer and look at them angry, Sam pushes past them as Malin follows. So pretty like for the next scene, which is on the strength and courage symbol. Starts out with Sam and Malin holding out a map and studying it as they are near a beach. Malin then opens up and says, "Are you sure you are reading this map correctly?" Sam says, "I am almost positive," as she is just as confused as Malin is. Malin then says, "Maybe you got the directions wrong." Sam responds with, "Yeah, I know how to read a map." Immensely. Malin then goes to reach for the map, but Sam tugs it back. Malin then says, "I just want to see it for a sec just to make sure we are not lost." Sam's like, we are not lost. This is where we are supposed to be." Malin says, "Yeah, lost," with sarcasm. And Malin begins to reach for it again. But Sam pushes back as these two start tugging at the map until it eventually rips in half. As this happens, Sam then pauses and stares down Malin. She says, "Well, great. Looks like we are going to be lost." Malin then argues back, "You should have just let me look at it for a second and we could have found where we needed to go." Sam says, "We were getting there until you kept trying to interfere." As Sam pushes Malin back, as Malin is shoved back, she then says, "You shouldn't have done that, Samantha-san." This is when they both get into their fighting stance as they lock eyes with one another. Before things can escalate, this is when something catches the corner of Malin's eye as she stares down at a ripped piece of a Sam sees a glimmer in the ocean. Sam and Malin then spot a bridge that connects from one island to the next. Malin then begins to open her mouth and says, "I think that is supposed to be a bridge," as Malin is pointing to the picture. And then Sam looks closer at a glimmering image on the map and says, "I think you're right. I think I know where the symbol is," as she looks where the glimmering image is in the ocean. It pretty much like for the next scene, Sam and Malin start walking across the bridge that has one rope right in the middle of a bridge all the way to the bottom of the ocean. And then Sam says, "It's the rope." Malin says, "Well, why would a symbol be under a bridge in the ocean?" Sam then responds with a smirk, "Yeah, it definitely is the last place where someone would look." Malin says, "How are we going to be able to get down there? How are we going to be able to get down there to get the symbol? That symbol was either put down there by an idiot or a very good swimmer, or both." Sam then says, "I'll go get it." As she walks towards the rope, Malin stops her and says, "No, I'll get it. I'm not heavier. I am lighter. You can pull me up easily." Sam pauses for a few seconds and then says, all right, fine." Malin begins descending down towards the river, the rope tightly. Sam, start tugging as soon as you grab the symbol. As Malin reaches the bottom of the river, she then spots some sort of creature which turns out to be a clam. She stares down at it for a few seconds and mutters under her breath, "Oh my god." That is when the clam notices her and opens its shell as the symbol. Malin's eyes widen as she swims her way towards it and goes to retrieve the symbol. But as she gets within inches of the clam, its shell slams shut, which forces Malin to tug her hand away quickly before it could crush her hand. As Malin rises to the surface of the water, she begins slowly rise as she begins making her way up the rope. When she is halfway up, this is when something sharp comes out of nowhere, which happens to be a throwing knife that slashes and cuts the rope. As this happens, this causes Malin to fall where she plummets all the way to the ocean floor as she hits her head against something, which knocks her out. Sam is on the bridge. Sam, who is on the bridge, calls out, Malin, can you hear me?" As she calls out in a panicked voice. After calling out a few times, Sam ultimately decides to go into the river as she takes a huge leap and dives into the water. She makes her way to the bottom of the river, She then finds Malin's unconscious body as she notices a cut on her head from falling. As Sam starts making her way to Malin, she then notices a symbol floating towards her from the clam's mouth as she is able to retrieve it right before she grabs Malin's body and brings them back to the shore. And during the next scene where they are at the shore, this is when Sam brings Malin to the shore. She lays out her body and notices she is not breathing as she shakes her for a bit. After she shakes her for a bit, Sam then begins performing CPR on her in order to get some of that water out of her lungs. After a while, Malin then regains consciousness as her eyes open and sees Sam. As she slowly looks around, Malin asks, "Where are we? How did I even get here? Wasn't I just in the water about to get that symbol from the clam?" Sam then says, "You mean this symbol? I got it as I was dragging you to the shore." Malin's eyes widen in surprise as she says, "How?" The clam's mouth was sealed shut. Sam explains to her, "Well, it was wide open for me when I got it." After several seconds, Malin then looks at the rope and the ocean where she realizes that Sam saved her from drowning. After a moment, Malin doesn't say anything to Sam except, "Well, let's get going. We don't have all day. Let's get this stupid scavenger hunt over with." Sam then looks surprised but doesn't say anything as she follows. And then for the next scene, Sam and Malin are hiking through the woods. Sam then asks Malin, "Are you okay?" Out of concern, Malin responds, "Just focus on this stupid scavenger hunt. Don't act like you're concerned for me." Sam fires back, "If I were, you still would be at the bottom of that river drowning." Malin responds, "I was about to get that strength symbol until you screwed it up by not doing your part in keeping the rope steady." Sam then responds that, "I did everything I could to keep the rope steady and hung on, but the rope snapped." Malin then responds, "Well, if you actually tried harder and were stronger, you could have prevented this from happening. I wonder why you didn't get the strength symbol." The strength and courage symbol, she says in a feisty symbol. As Sam stares Malin down, these two are seemingly about to get into another fight. This is when they both hear two people laughing behind them as they turn around to see Archer, Lee, and Marie once again with a mocking smirk on their faces. Archer speaks up and says, "Well, well, well, look at what we have here once again." Marie then speaks and says, "The two losing bitches." Sam then takes a step closer and says, "Do you really want to go there with me?" Marie then responds back sarcastically, "Oh, I am so scared," in mock surrender. Marie then continues on by saying, "Americans like you think and act like you're so tough, like you're above everyone. But let's be honest, you are nothing but a bunch of weak pussies." Sam then shoves Marie in response to her insult. After Sam shoves Marie, this is when Archer shoves Sam to the ground hard. As this happens, Malin sweeps Marie's legs, knocking her down as she tries to go for Sam. As Marie is on the ground, Malin stands over her and says, "If we are really a couple of losers, we never would have found these two symbols, and we only need one more. You two have not even found one symbol yet." Archer then smirks as he and Marie smile as Archer slowly pulls out the honor symbol from his jacket, which stuns Malin and Sam as they both look at each other in shock and confusion. Malin then takes the opportunity to get up and snatch the symbol from Archer, but is intercepted by Marie as these two get into a fight. As Malin and Marie are fighting, this is when Archer starts verbally attacking Sam by saying, "You two really thought you had a shot, didn't you? Maybe Malin might have a small chance, but you are not even from here. You are a foreigner. You are not worthy of honor. You are a dishonor to your entire family and everything it stands for." As Sam looks at him furiously, she then bursts up and tries to snatch the symbol from her, but this is when Archer sidesteps and rips the octopus necklace from Sam's neck and knocks her down again. Archer then says, my girlfriend would appreciate this very much. As he laughs in victory. Sam then stares at Archer with a burning stare as she starts receiving flashbacks of when Miguel gave her that necklace back in season 5 and their "I love you" moment at the end of episode 5 of season 5. As Sam is looking up at Archer, the fight begins with her kicking Archer in the crotch as he stutters back as Sam gets up beside Malin. Archer and Marie then get into their fighting stance as they surround Sam and Malin. As Malin starts using some defensive techniques with her speed and aggressiveness, Sam starts using her solid defensive Miyagi-Do counter techniques as Archer starts pressing her with his very aggressive strikes. And as they're fighting, Sam is able to hold her own against him, and as she is going, "Wow, princess, for a foreigner, you aren't half bad yourself." And yet, in where Malin is fending off against Marie's attacks, running back with some hits on Marie. Marie begins getting into some unknown stance that throws Malin off balance as Marie does some sort of kicking combo as she fakes a kick that is seemingly aiming for Malin's legs, but as Marie kicks her in the face, which is powerful enough to make her dizzy, but not enough to knock her down. And as the fight goes on, this is when Archer and Marie begin to turn the tide as Sam and Malin are seemingly evenly matched with these two, but this is when Archer does an unexpected kata stance as he looks towards Sam. He then says, You both sure have grit, but this is where the real fun begins." Archer then does an unknown and advanced move called the triple dragon kick. As he's performing this, he delivers a hard blow to Archer then says, "Do you like?" When Malin gets distracted upon looking away at Sam being knocked out, Marie's legs as Malin falls over. While Malin is on the ground after getting her leg swept by Marie, Marie then walks over to Malin and begins stomping on her repeatedly. Archer walks up to Sam and reaches down and rips the octopus necklace from Sam's neck. As Archer holds up that necklace, he looks back down at Sam and shifts his eyes to Malin, being beat up by Marie, and then shifts his eyes back to Sam, who is still on the ground. And then he truly appreciate this as he chuckles loudly. As Sam is on the ground, she slowly regains consciousness as she then feels something missing around her neck as she realizes the octopus necklace is not around her neck anymore. Archer then says, "You looking for this, princess?" as he holds up the necklace in front of him to show Sam. Sam is like, "Wait, how did you?" Archer immediately responds, "Did I get this? You see, princess, all it took was being a very powerful fighter to get my hands on this. This shows how much of a pathetic, gullible, weak bitch you really are." This line hits Sam as she gets furious, which awakens something within her. For several seconds, she then looks at the octopus necklace as she gets several more flashbacks to her memories with Miguel and the "I love you" moment. As Sam slowly gets back to her feet, she then momentarily glances at Malin, who is on the ground getting pounded by Marie. As Sam locks eyes with Archer, she then says, "Okay, you win." As Archer lowers his brow with a look of confusion, Sam then steps forward and begins to kneel on her knees. Archer then lifts her chin slowly as he is about to deliver a finishing blow. As he is about to do this is when Sam suddenly jabs Archer not so far above his crotch. While Archer is caught off guard, Sam then grabs the octopus necklace. Just as Archer is caught, has his hand on the area where Sam kicked him. After several seconds, Archer, who is still in pain, then says in a low and dangerous voice, "You little bitch!" As he says this, he growls and charges at Sam as he is about to deliver a dangerous blow to her head once again. However, Sam, who is now fully focused and enraged by his actions, as she gets in a perfect position, is able to catch his foot midair and then locks eyes with Archer. Archer then says, "What the?" When Maylin turns her head, when Marie turns her head and sees Sam and Archer, this is when Maylin takes the opportunity to sweep Marie's legs as she falls down. Before Maylin gets to Sam and Archer, this is where Sam says with anger and resolve, "You want to know what has kept me up and going?" Archer then looks at Sam with a confused and terrified look as Sam continues saying, "It's love and determination." After Sam says this, she then gives a sharp blow to Archer's nose, which causes blood to ooze out of his nose as he hovers his hands over his nose. As he grunts in pain, he then stares at Sam with a look of anger and rage as he says, "You are dead, bitch," in a very low and dangerous tone. Archer then prepares to use the triple dragon kick again as he gets into his stance and as Sam's eyes widens as she puts her arms up to defend. Before Archer could deliver the kick, this is when Maylin jumps on Archer's back from behind, which causes Archer to lose his balance as he is wrestled into the ground. As he tries to get up, this is when Sam kicks him in the chest as he falls back down onto the ground. Maylin walks to Sam as they both look down at a bloodied and somewhat bruised Archer, who stares up at them with a rageful and vengeful stare. As he tries to get back up to it to challenge these two, this is where Marie puts a hand on his shoulder and tells him, "Not now." As Marie looks at Sam and Maylin, she then says, "You two may have won today, but this is far from over." Sam and Maylin stare at them for several more seconds until Marie and Archer leave. As Archer keeps looking back at them with that vengeful and dangerous stare of, "This isn't over." After these two leave, this is when Sam glances at Maylin and says, "You all right?" Maylin responds, "Yeah, we totally scared those two freaks away." As Sam chuckles at this, Maylin then continues by saying, "I'm not gonna lie, LaRusso, the way you made that dude's nose bleed kind of fascinates me." Sam then shrugs and says, "Well, he had it coming." After a long pause, this is when Sam brings up, "Even so, we weren't able to get the honor symbol." Maylin then looks at Sam for a few seconds with that look, which Sam then says under her breath, "No way, don't tell me you actually." Before Sam can finish, this is when Maylin pulls out the symbol and shows it to her. Maylin then says, "I managed to snatch it from him when I jumped on his back." Sam then nods approvingly and says, "Wow, first the strength symbol and now the honor symbol. That is 2 wins for you and 1 win for me. And 1 win for me grabbing that strength and courage symbol." Maylin then teasingly states, "Well, 2 is better than 1." As Sam chuckles back and says, "Oh, we did forget about me saving you at the bottom of that lake before you could drown. So if you count that actually evens things out." And they pretty much both laugh as Maylin lightly nudges Sam in the arm as they both head off to meet up with their class. So during the final scene, this is where Sam and Maylin meet up with their group and with their group leader, who then slowly approaches them and says, "You two look like you got beat up by wild animals," as she sees some scuffs and bruises on Sam and Maylin. Maylin then opens her mouth and responds, "Yeah, well, we definitely kicked ass out there and had to use our teeth and every bone in our bodies to get our hands on these," as Maylin shows the symbols to Elizabeth, who looks shocked and amazed at the same time. And Elizabeth then responds, "Holy buckets, you really have the fire in you." Malin then glances at Sam for a second and back to Elizabeth as she truthfully says, "To be honest, I couldn't have done it without a little help from her." Elizabeth then glances at both Sam and Malin as she then declares that these two are the winners of the challenge, as most of the class clapped for them. Elizabeth then continues on by saying, "As for you, Miss Malin, I hereby nominate you as the leader of the group." As Malin stands there slightly shocked, as she then glances at Sam, who then smiles at her approvingly and respectfully, she then comes forward and bows down to Elizabeth and responds. Archer is then seen next to Marie, very disgusted at both Sam and Malin being honored by their hard work, as Archer is also seen with a tissue in his nostrils after his fight with Sam. As the class is dismissed, this is when Archer and Marie pass by Sam and Malin. As they pass, this is when Marie bumps Sam's shoulders and whispers, "You two better watch your backs," before these two disappear into the distance. Sam then looks at Malin and tells her, "Don't mind them. They just prove to us that they can never overcome us." Malin then looks back at Sam for a few seconds and says, "You should have the honor symbol," as she slowly raises it towards Sam, who then closes Malin's fist and says, "You literally got those symbols fair and square. You should keep them." Malin looks at Sam for a bit and nods in agreement. So yeah, the scene pretty much ends with these two walking side by side into the sunset.
Yeah. The only thing I want to add, though, is that Malin still gives Sam the honor symbol, saying that, yeah, this is really good. Really, really good.
Is.
Yeah.
I agree. It's like this episode we wrote was pretty well, was like pretty, I wouldn't say like very well structured, but I think it was structured enough to really stretch out this episode and really dive into the bond between Sam and Malin.
Yeah.
And kind of a little bit into Malin's past and why she is the way she is.
So so Malin, like when Sam says like you should keep all three of them, and where Malin says you should have the honor symbol. The honor symbol should belong to you because I'm still learning about honor while you still have it. While you actually have it. And she kind of like does it like in a more non-chantly kind of way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
I think. There he is.
Yeah, like I didn't realize. Sorry, I didn't see you there, Rapper, in the back.
No, it's all good.
It was
my fault. Yeah, it was my fault. I accidentally logged out earlier. I'm like, oh shoot! So I just got back in. I still listened to the story.
Too busy reading through these entire scripts. So
yeah, I was too busy.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm sorry too, Rapper. I was like too busy like listening to.
No, you're good. I was listening as well. So, but overall, the story is pretty good too. I love it.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So the only thing I would just say, like Malin still gives the honor symbol to Sam.
Yeah.
Like telling her like she's like Sam tries to get her to keep it, but Malin says no. No, you should keep it. I'm still learning about honor. But you actually have it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, other than that, I feel like we definitely did a great job on this episode.
Yeah, and then she literally shoves it into Sam's hand and just says nonchalantly, I think for that, that's Malin's own way of saying thanks for saving me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you add that, you don't have to put it in word for word, but you add that that's kind of Malin's way of saying thanks for saving me, even without actually saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, she's kind of like repaying that debt. But she says like in a non-chantly kind of like way, like it's no big deal. She doesn't need it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink of water after all that reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Stay hydrated, man.
Yeah, I'll be right back too.
All right. Oh my God. There were some scenes that Malin was ungrateful.
Yeah, of course she was. That's jeez. Sam tried everything to help her out, and she just took advantage of her for that. That's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
damn.
After all of that, she still treats and Mela still treats Sam like shit. That's just fucking wrong. That's wrong. Jeez. Yeah.
Hey, Robert,
What's up?
did you see that last uh message I put in the private chat?
The private chat? No, I don't think so. Why?
Um um um
Oh, I think I see it now. Is it like the one and the loneliest number or something?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm reading it right now.
Oh
Wow.
my God. Oh 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 my
Oh
God. I
Lord.
can. Yeah.
uh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that's
I
funny. That's funny.
yeah, I couldn't get that song out of my head.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I think uh and um and I think that Donkey sings it in Shrek too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back, Melissa.
Hey. Did Tyrell come back yet?
I haven't heard from him yet.
Okay. So what were you guys talking about while I was gone?
Oh, Miyagi Kai just sent me the text or send the text on the private chat on here.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry that took a little bit longer because I also did forget I left my clothes in the dryer. So,
Oh, okay. No worries.
Nah, no worries, buddy. No worries, bud.
No worries.
but yeah, even so now I'm still kind of I feel still kind of a little slightly dry from reading all that.
Yeah.
But still a pretty good episode.
Yes, it sure is. I love it. I love it.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and so yeah, since we're pretty much done with that episode, what are your thoughts for like episode 7? Because I'm thinking it's gonna focus on Miguel and Sensei Lin, for at least for the first half of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So do
Yeah.
you want to make the change about the about letting her keep the honor symbol, letting Sam keep the honor symbol?
Yeah, I think I did. I didn't add all of it in, but I did add some of it in, so that way I can remember. I can kind of remember like what you said about what should be included of Malin giving Sam this honor symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I feel like in episode 7 should be focused more on Miguel than Sam.
Yeah. I agree.
Same here.
Yeah, I definitely do. I actually, yeah, because like what Joe said, it definitely should focus a lot more on Sam, Miguel, and Sensei Lin, you know?
Yep, because that's the last time because we last saw Miguel with Sensei Lin as Sam and Malin went to meet up with their group.
Yep. This was a really good stream. This was I love the changes. I love the additions that you added to it.
Yeah. Just kind of reading what you said underground.
Yeah.
Miguel's point of view, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I did
Miguel's,
love this stream today. It
Miguel's
was pretty
time
good.
to shine.
Yep.
Yep. It's definitely gonna be Miguel's time to shine, and in episode in episode 6, right? This is episode
seven.
seven. It's definitely gonna be Miguel's time to shine. So do you want to call it here?
Yeah. No, I kind of thought about, since we're at
just so we can discuss episode 7 without spoiling it.
Yeah, like I was kind of at first thinking, like, since we're only an hour and 15 minutes into it, I kind of thought like getting something started, but I guess we can call it a night here because
just so we can discuss the episode, so that we can, so we can, like, no spoilers,
Oh,
Exactly.
We can talk about everything off.
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yeah. Well, no, off camera, like right here.
Yeah.
Well, right. Like when we're no longer live, then we can.
Yeah.
So we can do that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Or on Instagram, definitely.
Yeah, we could do that. But we could definitely, but we could definitely do it here, though. Like just after you end the live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. Who to talk about next after my podcast is over.
What are you talking about? You talk about after you do Chosen?
Yeah.
You could talk about Mike Barnes. Or you could talk about
yeah.
You could talk about no, we already did Wolf. Could talk about Master Kim or Sensei Kim or
yeah. I
talk about Devin, Hawk,
yeah.
Dimitri.
I was gonna do a podcast on Kreese, but then the whole incident happened.
Well, I mean, we could talk about like Kreese the character. I mean,
yeah,
didn't necessarily talk about Martin Cove and what he did.
Yeah,
we could just talk about Kreese the character. All right, Taro, you want to call it here?
Yeah.
And we'll discuss backstage.
Oh, what?
Oh.
He left?
Oh.
Okay.
Just assume that we're done. Garrett, there he is again.
Hey.
I did it again. Jeez. My bad.
No, it's all good, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream so that way no one can hear about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But we'll see you all next time.
Of course. You stay
next
safe.
Tuesday.
Have a good night.